Today we're continuing to follow the maiden voyage of the newest addition to Shepler's Ferry Fleet.
7 and 4's Alyssa Heron joins us live from Rogers City and Presque County with Miss Margie before she makes her first trip this morning to Mackinac City. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning, Brennan and Melissa. Let me tell you, it is an exciting day for Moran Ironworks and Shepler's Ferry. Joining me now is Tom Moran and Chris Shepler. Thanks for joining us this morning. We have a very beautiful piece of work behind us, and this is Miss Margie. So first of all, Tom, I want you to just tell me about how long Moran has been working on this, and how did it get over here?
Well, first of all, it's been 5 months and thousands of hours, man-hours of work. Really, we started in January. We finished, well, we're still working on it. Yesterday was really its maiden voyage, over 20 miles from the plant in Onaway to here. Loaded it on a military transport vehicle. It pulled perfectly. The only problem was it's extremely heavy, and we did blow one tire on the way, but besides that, there was no problems. Today we will be lifting it off. We have a mechanism on the crane that we'll put over top of the boat. We'll put straps underneath the boat and lift it off and place it in the water.
And you were saying that's a fairly quick process.
Fairly quick process. Now there'll be people working on it all the time that we're doing that, and Shepler's crew will be testing their systems, the moment that it gets in the water, and we hope that they'll be heading north to Mackinac this afternoon.
Okay, sounds exciting. And Chris, first of all, just how excited are you right now?
Yeah, this is a big day, not only for our family, myself, my grandmother, who's looking down on us today, as the boat was named after her, but our whole crew back in Mackinac, St. Ignace on Mackinac Island. So, yeah, it's a huge day for us.
Okay,
We're very excited.
Oh, yeah. And once this gets in the water, I kind of want you to describe what's going to happen then.
Yeah, she'll get into the water. The mechanics will do what they need to do. We've got some specialists from our the power plant, the Detroit Diesel MTUs that are in the boat. Ron Taylor will be here from W.W. Williams, and all those systems will check out. We'll be testing it all the way up to Mackinac. It's roughly a 60-mile jaunt up the lake, and that if we were to go directly, it'd take about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, but that could take up to 5-6 hours, depending on what we find and as we move through all the systems.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And coming up at 6:30, we're going to share what they have left to do once they get to Mackinac City and show you on board. It's very exciting. So all of this information and more will be on our website at UpNorthLive.com. Reporting live in Presque County, Alyssa Heron, 7 and 4 News.
What gorgeous sunrise. In fact, we have a look of the sun coming over Lake Huron. Take a look at this.
Wow.
I always say this is why you wake up early, when you see something like this.
Live look over Lake Huron. Just gorgeous this morning.
Oh, I know.
And the reason, actually, 7 and 4's Alyssa Heron and Kyle Wilson are there, and there's Miss Margie.
She's the newest ferry for the Shepler's Ferry Fleet. The first of her kind to actually be fully constructed in Michigan. And you can see right now finishing touches being put on the ferry. And we're going to talk about when she'll be up and running, where she's going next. Alyssa will have all those details. But gets you in the mood for summer, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Yes.
Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning, Brendan and Melissa. Right now, I am standing on top of Miss Margie. She's the newest member to Shepler's Ferry. Joining me now, I have Chris Shepler and Tom Moran. Thanks for both joining us again. It's a big day for both of your companies. First of all, Tom, I just want you to tell me how the ship got over here and what you're going to do to get it in the water today.
Well, yesterday we put it on top of a military transport. We brought it 20-plus miles to the port of Calcite. Now this morning we have a lot of things left to do. Rudder shafts have to be put up through the bottom, propellers on, some hydraulics, last minute electronics, and it will be lifted by that crane over and put into the water. And then the final testing done on engines, systems that we couldn't test up till now, and then hopefully head north towards Mackinac City.
Oh yes, and this ship was made completely in northern Michigan. Tell me about the hours that was put into this and how many people were working on it.
Well, it's hours, it's months, and how many people it was. This supported 100 families in northern Michigan for from January on to now, over 5 months. 100 families. That's a lot for northern Michigan, but it says a lot for the Shepler's crew.
Absolutely, and Chris, How excited are you?
Yeah, we're everyone. You know, we talked a little bit earlier that it's not just our family, but everyone that works for Sheplers. It's a big day for all of us. So yeah, we're psyched.
Okay, so once this gets in the water, kind of tell me about the testing and then what's going to happen when it gets to Mackinac. Tell me what we're seeing in the final touches.
Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty raw, and that's typical. We'll put it in the water obviously today and head on up, and it'll be a testing day up the lake. It's not burgers on the back deck. It's going to be a lot of systems will be tested: hydraulics, engines, all the necessities that it takes to put a boat through the water. So we'll test those. Once it gets to Mackinac City, we'll haul it out with our equipment, and it'll be located on site in Mackinac City, right at our marina. Put it in the warehouse. We've got a temporary tent that's coming that will encase the boat to keep it climate controlled, because from there on out it'll be the final detailing, which will include the carpet, the seats, the interior as a whole, the HVAC system on board. So there's another 2 months of work that we're going to do here to make sure the boat's outfitted correctly the way we want it.
Absolutely, and people will actually be able to come and watch that process happen, right?
Yeah, it's this temporary tent that we have coming will be logoed up with all the people that have helped us get to where we are today, all the companies, and of course our logo, and describing it's the Miss Margy launching soon. And then there's portals along that temporary tent, that 5-foot windows, vinyl windows that anyone will be able to come and see the actual boat being put together. So that's a kind of a cool exhibit for the public to see, what we're doing.
And one last question, what makes this boat so unique compared to the rest in your fleet?
Well, we're going to find that out. The speed is one, the HVAC system is another, and just the space that we have on board. There's just so much more room. There's going to be so many more of the little finer things that you may or may not notice, but after you get to Mackinac Island or back to the mainland on the boat, you're gonna know it. So, it's state of the art, and
Sure.
and we're moving with the times. So, just adding one more to our fleet.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we'll be continuing to follow Miss Margy's voyage. Reporting live in Presqu'île County, Alyssa Heron, 7 and 4 News.